Okay, I've been talking shit on this wet palette, and I definitely would not recommend the wet palette. But if you have a painted paintbrushes, which I didn't even realize I had this, this is the Speed paintbrush. It does fit in here very nicely. Like, it's very secure. But again, the main problem I have is one, like it uses this weird rubber band thing to stay shut, which I think is dumb. And this lip goes so deep into the palette that it touches the paint, and like you can see it already touched over there. And that's, my paint is not super high up, so I don't know. But I do like the form factor, but I don't know. I think I'll use up all the stuff with this and then definitely be on the hunt for another wet palette. Yeah, I'm waiting for Infinity to dry. So it's back to our coffee cup. I have here a jar of Woodland Scenics flock. This is a mix of different flocks. I looked on the bags. The bags are from 2001. So this is 25-year-old Woodland Scenics flock, baby, from Hungate's Hobby. It's flock, it's static grass. It's like 3 different colors of flock. This is what I used to mix together all the time. I had to check the bags. I'm gonna brighten this up actually with a little bit of yellow grass fine turf. This bag is also 25 years old, which is crazy. One, I just can't believe I've managed to keep my hands on it for that long. So what I do, I like having it all the same color just doesn't look real, you know, and using flock, used to put that shit on everything. Now texture paste is all the rage, but I like it. And I want this to look kind of vintage, you know? I want it to look like how it used to look. These are from my Monster Friends models. I want to paint them I want them to look new. I want to copy the official paint jobs. I want to see if I can do that because I love it. But I want the bases and all my terrain to be like old school, bright and vibrant. So you see those specks get in and it just kicks it up a notch, as somebody used to say. Who used to say that? So boom, there's that. It looks very cool. You get a lot of variety in. And like I said, flock doesn't go bad as long as you store it properly. I have most of mine in either Ziploc bags or airtight containers, so I know it's not going to mold. Give it a good smell. It smells like old railway, old train stations. This is so old. I'm pretty sure, I got to look up what Hungate's was, but I think Hungate's might have been like a specific hobby shop for model trains. Because back then, you didn't have LGSs. You had comic stores and you had railroad train stores. Guys, I've lost my watered down Elmer's glue bottle. This is terrible. At the time of recording this, I've actually rearranged almost the entire dungeon. You guys can't see it yet, but I remembered after my lamentation that I have a spot for my glue now, and it was in the glue spot. What a crazy time to be alive. Okay, actually our glue is all jacked, or like our bottles, pretty gnarly looking. But this is a mixture of water, Elmer's glue, and the key secret ingredient, isopropyl alcohol, because that makes it flow into where we want it to flow. So I've got my old shitty brush, and maybe this could be a little bit more liquidy, but this texture paste looks like ass, and that's not the texture paste fault. It's my fault. I want to check out the AK Beach one, but then I was just like, I don't want to spend 20 bucks on a jar of texture paste. Then I'm going to cover up with flock. Like I want all of my Monster Friends stuff because it's like takes place in New Florida. And I want it to look kind of like spent all my childhood in Virginia Beach. And now I just live like one city over now. But I like the grassy, beachy area. So any spot that like ticks through, I want it to look sandy-ish, or like where the sand meets the grass, because sand does meet grass, and usually it meets very well manicured grass, especially around here. And so we're just covering our base. I'm sticking away from the edges. I want to keep the edges clean because I'm going to be touching that with my fingers. So if I'm rubbing the edges, it's going to rub the flock off no matter how much glue I put on it anyway. Nah mean. So we're going to goop this all up, make it look nice. Get a little bit on the cup just so like a little bit of the grass gets up on there. And I didn't record painting the cup because it's just base coating. And honestly, I did a pretty shitty job at it. because it was rushed, and then I realized that the print quality on this was really bad. I don't know why. There's a lot of like little jaggies. So it's a cup, and then I painted the highlight. So as you're looking at it, it's got a little highlight on it. So boom, there's that. Save this for another day. Just stuck my hand in a hot candle. All right, so now we're gonna get flock everywhere. And I probably shouldn't have my infinity models this close to it. But so now we just take this and we cover it up. The trick is to use way more than you think you're gonna need, so then you don't have to worry about it. Oh, I forgot that was magnetic. Whoa, that's a little bit too much here. All right, and now just give it a little shaky shake, push it in up against the cup and in the cracks and crevices. And this is a pre-glued chunk in there. The trick with this too is if I don't currently have a static sand applicator, but you could static sand applicate this and it would make all the little static sand that's in it tip out and look cool. But I'm not sweating it that hard. Like I said, this is just a little fun little thing, fun little palette cleanser. So I'm pushing it all down into the glue, and I'm not gonna knock any off right now. I'm gonna let it sit. I'm gonna let the glue harden, and then whatever's on here is on here. I'm gonna do another layer of even more glue. It'll be like 50% what's in that bottle right now, 50% isopropyl alcohol, and it'll get into all the cracks, it'll lock it down, and then I'm gonna matte spray it, and then I'm finally gonna do what I actually wanted to make a video about with this coffee cup, which is a secret. So stay tuned. I'll be back. Behold the cup. I realized I'm not gonna do the second layer of glue and isopropyl alcohol right now because I'm just gonna matte varnish it because I wanna get to the final step, and then I'll go back and put the glue over top of it again. All right, here's hopefully the cool part. Fishing line. I don't think we're gonna need a ton of this. In fact, I really don't. Maybe like this much. Oh, that was dumb. I could have lost that. And then a little one, and then maybe a big one. Okay. So now I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna make like an armature with super glue. A very small amount of super glue. And then glue it into the spout. Let's see if maybe you can watch me butcher it. I'll probably put it on fast forward. Get a piece of scrap paper from my handy dandy notebook. Put this here so I can use it later. And of course, I'm about to be out of super glue in this bottle. That is way more super glue than we could possibly need. I should probably have a pair of scissors, but what are we gonna do? Or a pair of tweezers, I mean. So I'm gonna dip this here and wedge it. Okay, so our super glue is all dried now, but of course it does what super glue does, and it has a little bit of the residue. So to start, I just gotta get a wet brush real quick. And I think some of it we can brush off. I wanna make sure that there's not, okay. And now I'll get my brush, get back some of our black. It's now been sitting out for a bit. We just gotta bust through that top layer. And I'm gonna paint this bottom part black again. All right, so I got this idea because I spilled Satchel Brown all over my shorts, and I was thinking, hey, that looks a whole lot like coffee. So just sort of on the trash palette, I'm gonna hit the fishing line with it real quick, just because I'm hoping it'll help it blend in some. And now, the one, the only, the Oohoo. I'm sure that's not actually how you pronounce that. The lid is glued to itself. Okay, there we go. Oh God, it's already doing it. Okay, it's coming out. Gonna mix some in. It's just gonna keep coming. It doesn't stop. Oh God, that must have gotten squished. Oh God. We're just gonna have to let it do its thing. It's gonna stink up the whole room. This stuff smells very bad. You definitely know that you're working with a chemical. Here's my old, actually this is my new beater brush. And, oh, it's already, we took too long. This is not gonna work. I was hoping it'd work. We might need to abandon the mission because this looks not at all like what this looks terrible. This looks not at all like what I was envisioning in my head. The color is right, but nothing else is. That's all right. Actually, I think I can work with this. I don't need anywhere near as much on the brush. Oh, it's already stringing out. And see, this stuff is very easy to work with when you want the stringy effect. But right now, I just want the liquid spillage. And there we go. Is it perfect? No, but is it cool? Does it tell you what we're thinking? I really don't want it to be a straight line. You know, like I don't want it to be obvious. There we go. I want some volume to it. There we go. Still, come on. There we go. Hell yeah, boy. This was a crazy idea. A bad idea, poorly executed, but I think I saved it. Does it look like spilling coffee? Yeah, you know? Okay, cool. So I think we're in there. I just gotta, I'm just making sure that there's no obviously not what we want parts. And I almost put this in my cup to rinse it out of a force of habit from muscle memory. Hell yeah. Was this dumb? Yes. Was it probably a waste of time? No active creation is a waste of time. Look, I got 10 energy. I got 9, 8, 7. I got 1 energy, and I future-proofed it. It can go up to 30, but it's magnetic, so I can just swap it out. I'll probably paint the bottom base rim to match, but hell yeah, it looks good. Thanks for watching. I'll take a real picture now.